Good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to the No Manga Podcast, a weekly show about all things skateboarding. And my name is Rick Beta. Glad to have you here. I appreciate you tuning in, etc., etc. You can email the show, nomangapodcast@gmail.com, or follow along on social media at Rick Beta. That's RickBata. Let's get it. So last week, John Gardner released his latest Shout Out Earth video, which happened to arrive on Earth Day, which happens to be my birthday. Shout out to the Earth, of course. That's first off. And it's always like Earth side for me. Earth side, baby. Earth side. So anyway, to the video. If you guys haven't seen it yet, why not is what I'm asking first. But here are some notes I took along the way. So his opening trick. It was a varial between extended chains. You know kind of how like a boxer enters a ring, in between the top and the bottom rope or the middle rope. The precision needed to pull that off was insane. And actually the right amount of speed too, if you think about it. And how many attempts did that take? I'm curious. So you either get decapitated or you hang up on the bottom chain. I guess you have to take your pick, choose your poison. But he made it. Very cool opening trick. So, and then he went straight into his second trick, which is a board to butt slide. And he even added in like a short nose grind upon landing, if you guys notice that. Very, very short. And then he got smoked. And his board ran away and was never to be seen again. It was gone. He looked at it, gave up on it. But I'm sure it was all worth it to him, of course, right? But that was a funny trick. I mean, just 2 tricks in. Seriously. I mean, how did he get what I'm thinking is how did he do that trick at that spot and not lose a finger? Because that's what I put in my notes. Well, how do you not lose a finger on that? When you land, you could crunch something off. Can someone confirm, does he have all 10 of his digits? I think he does. I watched very closely in the video. I don't see any, missing digits, fingers, just so I can sleep better tonight. So thanks in advance. Let me know. Confirm 10. Just let me know. Thank you. And anyone else think they were listening to, I honestly thought it was going to be a Cobra Man track. I got duped. Is it just me? Oh, okay. But it fooled me for a minute there. I was waiting for a cameo from Cookie. That never happened. But anyway, I just had to put a little side note in that. So his third trick. So that's right. I'm still only on his third trick. And maybe it's an NMP record, actually. I don't know. Have I done that before? Just talk straight up first, second, third, fourth, fifth tricks. That tree boneless. Straight fire. It's ridiculous. And notice all the dirt that either gets scooped up or kind of went flying or both. I'm pretty sure that's not an easy trick to do on a crooked tree on a tree in general. So well done, John. Well done. I had to do my first pause rewind moment 46 seconds in. Go back and watch it. It was a handshake to 360 arm around the shoulder. If you guys remember, that was legit. And when you watch, make sure you pay attention to John's right foot. That's proper setup and execution. I bet that was first try. I'd be willing to put a few bucks on it. First try, guaranteed. That hippie jump at about a minute in was awesome. See how the board elevates a bit as it hit the bottom of that bike rack? That could have been a total disaster if the board just turned a few more degrees. And that angle was great, but I guarantee you it's much bigger than the clip that we saw. That angle was awesome, cool visually, but that's 4 bars that he had to clear on that bike rack. That's very impressive. Check out John's BMX skills at 122. That's a huge air. And is it called a bunny hop? BMXers or former BMXers, let me know. Or is it just an air? Or is bunny hop only when you're on flat? I put that in my notes because I didn't want to look it up. I was like, whatever. But I can't remember. But either way, that jump got the song, "'Cause there's thunder in your heart." That got stuck in my head. Those of you who know what I was just talking about. So shout out to Crew Jones. Oh, and the ollie, of course, he did too after that. That was massive as well. Yeah. So he's got the skills on the bike, got the skills on the board. Yeah, very dangerous combination. So well done. But my favorite trick of the video, it was a 5-0 to melon grab on that 9 stair. And if you pause it at 2 minutes and 2 minutes 26 seconds and listen very closely, you can hear me golf clap in the back. That spot looks so crusty too. I was like, I rewound that a couple times. I was like, damn, that's hardcore. Think about that. I mean, round rails and rails, just any rails are just insane as it is, right? And you're grinding super fast, and then you know what? I'm going to crouch down and grab backside or melon while I'm doing this. Yeah, just because. Yeah, no big deal. But yeah, and crusty spot too. But I love that. And then that was more than worthy of that post trick. It was almost a chest bump, but it was a tummy bump. But we'll count it. Okay, we're not going to blow any whistles on that. That counts. Good job. And once again, he threads the needle. It was a 5-0 duck under the handrail. Is what I wrote down. And the reason why I mentioned is there was no room for error at all. Dude, he could have easily gotten like stuck in there. If you look at it, if you pause it at 3 minutes 20 seconds to be exact, it's almost as if that rail was made specifically for his body type and just him. Can't remember if someone's done it before, but it molded perfectly for his body and that trick. Very crazy. And then we have his ender. Caveman 50-50 to handstand. A fully extended handstand, I must add. That at least one of his legs went straight. So that's legit. It counts. And then he dismounts. It kind of flips back and lands on his board again to finish the grind. But not only did he finish the grind, he popped out of that. He ollied out of that as well. Just to let us all know how much in control he was for that trick. He was in full control. And I bet like Matters Apps was just throwing stuff in excitement, like punching through walls, just stoked after seeing that one. And who the hell thinks of trying that trick at that spot? Well, besides John. John does, I guess, So crazy. And you have to stick around after the credits it was his last line. Okay, he did like a Smith grind, but he almost had his second trick. He got on. I got so nervous when he climbed up that van, because that's not a tiny van. That's not like a minivan. That's a legit van. But I knew right away that board was going way too fast. I'm like, holy no! But he still tried it. He almost stuck it. Oh, talking about doing the splits, but he almost had it, and that could have been, if he waited another second, that could have been really bad. So I'll include the link to the video in the show notes. You have to check it out. Do it for Mother Earth, but it's only 3 minutes and change, right? 3 minutes and 14 seconds or so, and that's all John is asking you to commit to, just 3 minutes. And I've watched it like 5 times so far. So good, John. Bravo. Keep working on that primal screaming therapy, because that seems to be working for you, which is cool. I might have to check that out myself. But also, just shout out to John for just being such a rad human being on and off the board too. So well done. Like I said, I'll include the link in the show notes. Go check it out. Let me know your thoughts. If anything, just do it for Mother Earth. Okay. We love Mother Earth very much. Get some water if you don't mind. Still avoiding caffeine. It's been tough, not going to lie. But I'm digging it. I think this is a permanent fix, permanent situation for me. If you listened last week, you know what I'm talking about. Circle back. Just running on natural fumes, so to speak. So last week, I also talked about the Henry Gartland Foundation and also mental health. So the timing of this this latest piece was like perfect. So Eric Brown, he wrote an article on Jenkem called My Struggle with Depression and How We Can Help Others. And you know me, I'm all about that. I clicked on it real fast. So first off, though, amazing job, Eric. The information you provided, it was so helpful to me, and I know it will have the same impact on others. So that's awesome. So huge props to you. And then also, thank you for just sharing your story. I'm sure that wasn't easy as well. I mean, I know writing is very, very difficult. As a writer myself, it's very challenging. I'm not going to say I suck, but writer, it's a tough gig. But I'm sure it wasn't easy, but you handled it like a boss. Well done. And although I could easily just, pull up the article right now and read it word by word for you because it's that worthy of it, I just want to point out some key points and maybe like some notes to you in case you're, driving or running around on a treadmill or, doing yard work or whatever. But Eric Brown, he's a 27-year-old ripper from New Mexico who attempted suicide 2 times when he was 18 and survived. You know, the story behind the 2 attempts is so crazy. I mean, the first attempt, it it went unnoticed by his parents, and thankfully he was okay. Right? It just wasn't his time. But the second one was different too. But he like he said, he survived 2. And I quote, "My parents eventually found out and were devastated. I told some friends about it and they couldn't believe it either. I tried to do some spiritual research on life and even tried to chase the dream of being a pro skater." End quote. So Eric put in the work, put in the work mentally and then on his board, eventually got sponsored. He actually got sponsored by his local shop, but the kicker, it was also the same shop that happened to sponsor the very same riders that caused him to attempt suicide that, had bullied him when he was 18. So it's just like, wow, can't catch a break there. So therefore causing those first few attempts, those suicide attempts, right? Talk about, yeah, that's brutal, just for him to for one to deal with that, go figure, right? Yeah, thanks for bringing these guys on the team. Yeah, oh, okay. But not only that though, it was right around the time when both of his parents lost their jobs as well. So he was working at a landscaping company at the time that shut down. Everything was falling apart for this guy. Dude just couldn't catch a break. And that's, if you think about it, that's a lot of things to deal with at that age. I think they talk about like I don't. It's been said that like the brain isn't really like an adult brain until we're 25, roughly. Like first 7 years of your life is like critical for anyone's life. That's like going to mold you into the person you are. But when you're 25, that's when your adult brain, kind of clicks. And it did for me, which is so true. I think back when I was 25, I'm like, oh my gosh. And then where I'm at now, yeah, that makes sense. So I was starting to figure things out at 25. But yeah, like I said, I just wanted to say that painting the picture here, I mean, he dealt with a lot of things before he was even 25. So, but everything happens for a reason. Like there's no accidents in life, right? So as per the article, he has been on medication. He's been doing well. He even started his own landscaping company. So how cool is that? For one, dude started his own gig. So not only is the medication helping, he is now his own boss. So that must feel great as well. I don't know about you, but I would love to be on my own boss someday. Don't get me wrong. Like you imagine that you make your own schedule, you do your thing, whether you have staff or not. That's a cool thing to say, a cool thing to do if that's what you want. So, but he's the one calling the shots now. And I wish, I'm checking my notes now too, I wish they had included the name of the company in the article, just because I would love to give a shout out to the business on this show. Hell, actually, I was thinking, Eric, I mean, do you travel to San Jose, dude? Because I know I could use some help. I spent most of my this last Saturday, trimming hedges. Yeah, not skating, yard work. So, yeah, if anyone knows, maybe send me the link to his company. I'll give him a shout. But anyway, back to the article. One of the main reasons why I want to talk about it today is not only was this story helpful to me, I'm sure if you've already read it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It was very well done. I know, like I said, it's probably very difficult. But Eric also included some great info on how we can help out a fellow friend or family member that is struggling. As he said, there are no perfect silver bullet solutions for mental health issues, but it at least provides some clear actions we can take. So, end quote. And it's an acronym. So it's ALGEE. ALGEE. And I'll break it down for you real quick. A, assess for risk of suicide or self-harm. L, listen non-judgmentally. G, give reassurance and information. E, encourage appropriate professional help. And E, encourage self-help and other support strategies. So Al G, very easy to remember, and that was one of the main things I want to talk about today. I want to at least provide that info to you if you haven't read the article before that, so you can just kind of stick in your brain, in case you're dealing with someone, right, you're struggling yourself, or you want to help someone out, or if you're just dealing with depression or whatever it is at this time. So thank you, Eric. This info is amazing. But you have to go read the full article, as he breaks down even more great info for each bullet point, which is so good, so informative, and it helped me out so much. I mentioned even just last week, this is such a sweet spot that's near and dear to my heart. So I was like, yes, this is awesome. Perfect timing on this article too. So he also added this too. Quote, try not to judge, try to stay open-minded, and let's try our best to help each other grow into people who can withstand the world, but also have each other's back when we need it the most as well. Let's not force each other to drink, smoke, and skate the pain away. Wow. Powerful, powerful stuff. Well said, and I couldn't agree more. And the timing of that as well. I was getting caught up on Skating is Hard. Shout out to Adam. He was talking about that as well on his latest show. I'm like, wow, that's true. I love how this is being discussed more and more and more now. Back in the day, whatever, it's like, suck it up, don't be weak. No, this is awesome. So this is why I'm bringing it up as much as I can. And when I have articles like this come out, I have to share it. This is beautiful. This is great info. So I hope this info helped you out. I know it did for me. Pass it along, tell a friend, give it to a stranger, reach out to Eric, give him a pat on the back. And once again, Jenkem killed it by providing their amazing platform to help share this information. So that's awesome as well. So keep killing it, team. You guys are crushing it. So thanks again. But yeah, I'll include the link in the show notes. I do appreciate you guys tuning in, giving me your time this week. And I will talk to you next month. Crazy to say that, right? Time's flying. See ya.